Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl OG Chizzy Beats, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I make a vibey Summer Walker SZA type beat. So if you're interested in finding out how I made this, go ahead, keep watching, hit that subscription or subscriber button, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into the cookup. Okay, so the first thing I did to come up with that beat was to come up with the chord progression. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not an expert in music theory, so explaining this is gonna be hard. All I'm gonna say is that I know that for the most part at least, this chord progression is in G sharp minor, and I use the scale highlighting tool to come up with this first chord, which is a G minor ninth chord. And then all these other chords are a variation of major chords, minor chords, some type of chord, whatever this thing is. But the main takeaway is that you don't have to be an expert in music theory to come up with some good R&B chords. As long as you know how to put on some scale highlighting, plug in notes, and just do trial and error, you're eventually going to come up with something you like. So this is how the chord progression sounds. So I was really happy with how that came up with. Again, you just got to plug in notes and try it. I think it took me like maybe 30 minutes to come up with this because I was trying so many different things, but I was happy with the outcome. So the sound selection, that's also very important whenever you're making Summer Walker or SZA type beats. So what I did was went into Analog Lab 5 and I used this Kill September Opia bank and found this synth key, which I really like, and it sounds like this. And I added some effects. So without effects, this is how the chord progression sounds, which is cool, but it was a little bit muddy and I wanted to change it up a little bit. So I added a parametric EQ, a bandpass, just to cut out some of the low end and the high end. I added a fruity chorus just to thin it out a little bit and put it on half of half. And then I put wider on it to give it some stereo imaging because I want it to sound wide in your ears. So yeah, all together, this is what it sounds like. So once I had that first layer down, I knew I wanted to layer it up with another sound. So y'all, I went into one of the most slept on VSTs, Flex. Flex is so dope, y'all. Like, it's a stock plugin that FL Studio has, and they recently added this bank called the Essential Guitars. So I decided to use the Essential Guitar Dark Star Acoustic, and without effects, this is how it sounds like. So it sounds decent, it has potential, but I knew I could make it sound better. So what I did was I added Fruity Reverb 2. So I increased the size, increased the decay, delay, turned up the wetness. I just basically turned up everything. Added Ambience, which is a free reverb a free reverb plugin that you can get online. I added Fruity Flangus, which is just a flanger, and I put it on its default. And then I added a parametric EQ to cut out the low ends and the high ends. So it went from sounding like this, using the same chord progression, to sounding like this. So I feel like the effects made the world of a difference, and it really made it sound and come alive. And all I did different in the chord progression was just turn down some of the high end frequencies. So together with the piano or the synth key I used and the acoustic guitar, this is what the beat was sounding like. So yeah, I think that sounds really good. It's giving me Summer Walker, it's giving me SZA, it's giving what it's supposed to give. But I still felt like it needed another element or two. So what I did was I went into Analog Lab again, back into that Kill September, um, back into that Kill September bank, and I found this sound that I like, and it's actually a texture called arpeggiated crystals, and this is what it sounds like. So I heard it and I fell in love, and I just decided to, at first what I decided to do was copy and paste the whole chord progression into the piano roll, but it ended up sounding crazy, like not in a good way. It just sounded crazy. But what I found out is that if I just used the first chord and extended all the way, it was giving what it was supposed to give. So this is what it sounds like. So yeah, this is just a texture that is adding texture to the beat, giving it some diversity, giving it some ear candy. And what I did to make it sound more interesting was that I one cut out the low end and the high end using parametric EQ2. I put on vinyl. It used to be called isotope vinyl, but this is like the facelift version of it. Turn down the warp, turn down the dust, put it on the 1930 vinyl setting, kept the wear at 10%. Added gross beat and put on this side chain just to give it some movement. And I turned the volume down so it's not cutting through all the way. Then I added Fruity Flangus, which is the flanger, kept it at its default. And then I put on Pancake, and this is just a free panning plugin, and it pans it from left to right depending on whatever setting you put it on. So I just kept it at its default and turned the mix down to 66%. So without it, this is what it sounds like. With the effects, this is what it sounds like. So yeah, I feel like the panning really makes it come alive, and when you play it with the other elements, like it just goes dummy. It really just adds ambience and makes the beat come alive. So then the next melodic element I added was this bell sound that I got from a one-shot kit from 76. I believe I used this, yes, Beam. So this is what the pattern looks like. So now with R&B melodies, don't go too crazy with them. You want to leave space for an artist to do their own riffs, come up with their own melodies. So I just came up with this melody. It just follows the chord, the scale that I'm in, which is the G sharp minor scale. Just plugged in some notes to add some movement, but not too much movement. And let me take off the effects so you can hear how it sounded like dry. So this is what it sounds like without effects. So to add some body to this bell, what I did was come in here and cut out again, well, you can see the theme here is cutting out the low end and rolling down some of the high end. Added a sound godizer, which basically just adds saturation to the sound. Put on Valhalla Supermassive, which is a free GOAT plugin. Go ahead and get it if you don't have it. I put it on Lost Saucer, which is ironically the sauce. Put it on, turn down the EQ, turn down the mix, turn down the delay just a pinch. And then I put on the compressor, but I took it off. But altogether with the effects, it sounds like this. So yeah, I was really happy how that sounded like. And altogether, without the last element, this is how this beat is sounding. So I think it just sounds so nice, moody, and vibey, but it needed a little bit of grit from a sub bass. So I was high key struggling to come up with a sub bass. So I hit up my guy Juan, producer out in France. and we got up on a call and we came up with this bass line together. I'm not gonna lie, it took us a minute. Like, it took us several tries to come up with a bass line. Like, if I showed y'all the first bass line you came up with, I would lose all types of credibility. It was so bad. But all together we came up with this, and I feel like let me play it for y'all first. So yeah, I love this bass line that we came up with. And I feel like it just adds movement, tension, excitement to the beat. And I think that really comes from these slides that we added. We just placed them where we feel like they were supposed to go. So we added the slides here, 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 and here. And a little trick with the slides, you can actually slide without having to have like a starting note. Like, you put this note here and then you turn the velocity down all the way to 0 and it'll still slide. So yeah, we use that, and all together with all the elements in, this is what the melody sounds like. So yeah, I am really happy with how this came together. Sounds super dope, and me and Juan actually ended up finishing the beat, adding hella drums, stretched out the song and everything. But I just wanted to show you guys how I made the melody. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see from me next. You want to see more R&Bs? You want to see more trap? Whatever you guys want to see, just let me know in the comments and I'll come up with something. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown me, all the love you've shown the channel. Yeah, have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.